And I'm back with another One Piece video, man. Yes, this is a triple upload today, man. So this video is of Zoro's swords explained. Now I only know about one sword, and it's a black sword, and that he gave it away. Now that's kind of weird, Zoro, not to say, but I know y'all said that Zoro was supposed to be black, but racism or something like that. I don't know. I don't understand how there's racism if you know what I'm saying there is no black person in the besides like Usopp, kind of. But anyways, man, hit the like button. Comment down below. What sword would you pick from Zoro? You know what I'm saying? Out of all his swords. You know what I'm saying? Hey, comment down your best swordsman, your favorite swordsman. You know what I'm saying? And subscribe, man. Let's get into the video, bro.
Shonen of all time, and like many others, my favorite character in the show is Zoro. There are plenty of videos explaining Zoro or Zoro character analyses, I think that's how you say that, but there are really few videos explaining all of Zoro's swords. But even so, if you don't watch One Piece or if you don't know who Zoro is, let me give you a brief description. Zoro is the second member of the Straw Hat Pirates, and his goal in life is to become the world's greatest swordsman, using his trademark 3-sword style.
Yeah, but that's taken up by Mihawk, I'm guessing. Yeah. Is this ever? Yes. Mihawk's better than Zoro right now.
And as the name of the title suggests, you have to fight many strong opponents, and as that entails, you can't just stick with one sword the entire time.
Oh, he fought Mihawk and Mihawk broke his swords. Ooh. Nah, that's... Dang, I know he was broken after that. Oh my god.
You can, but that's what we're here to talk about today. In this video, I'm going to go over every single sword that Zoro has used in his lifetime. And there are a lot of them, so buckle up. Okay, so the origin of these two blades is completely unknown. They're just two random katanas that Zoro picked up in order to fight his rival, Kuina. But these two blades actually didn't do that bad, as Zoro cut through many different strong opponents in East Blue, until he ran into Dracula Mihawk, aka the wrong nigga, and he took a massive ass whooping, as shown in this clip right here.
What a butter knife.
It's a shame I had to get my ass whooped on this beautiful day. Yes, I'll go to sleep.
Getting into the actual specific swords, the Wado Ichimonji was created by Shimotsuki Kozaburo. It is a great grade sword, which basically means that it's on the second level of the top greatest swords in the One Piece world.
He still got that? With the water top second, the second. What the? That's crazy.
Katana was taken to East Blue when Kozaburo illegally left his home country of Wano. It was later kept in a shed when Kozaburo's son, Koshiro, realized that he never needed to use it in combat. And as you can tell, I'm gonna be very bad with these Japanese names, so deal with it. Sometime later, Koshiro's daughter, Kuina, used the sword in combat against Zoro, since they were rivals at the time. She won this battle, but unfortunately the next day she was beaten in a fight to the death by a flight of stairs. After this, Zoro would plead Koshiro for the Wado in order to fulfill her dreams of being the world's greatest swordsman. He was granted this request, and for the rest of his life, Zoro would use the Wado Ichimonji in combat, which by the way is another 10 years. Yeah, through 10 years of intense training, combat, and cutting mountains in half, this sword still has not broken. These two swords are just two random blades that Zoro borrowed from Johnny and Yosaku. He did this in order to defeat the fishman Kachan, and after he won the battle, he literally just gave them back. That's pretty much it. Thank you, next. The Sandai Katetsu is a part of the Katetsu trio, and it's the weakest out of the three. It was crafted by Kozuki Sukiyaki, aka the ex-shogun of Wano, and somewhere along the line, it got cursed somehow.
Hey, what's the strongest sword, bro? Is the one that like Mihawk got? Like, what is the strongest sword?
curse was nothing to look down upon, as every swordsman who used the Katetsu died eventually, until it fell into the hands of a shop owner named Ippon Matsu. And to avoid the curse from killing any more people, Ippon Matsu put the blade in a bin of cheap swords that nobody would want to buy. And this worked for a little while until our favorite moss-headed swordsman walked into the shop and tested his luck against the sword's curse. After passing the test and not getting his hand cut off by the katana's extremely sharp blade, Zoro took the Sandai Katetsu for free and another blade as well. He later learned that he would have to master the blade's curse, and he even called it a problem child due to how bloodthirsty and uncontrollable it was during combat. Zoro mastered this blade eventually, and it remains in his possession to this day. The Yubi Shiri is one of the 50 skillful grade swords, and it's a family heirloom of Ippon Matsu. Zoro was given this blade for free after proving his luck against the Sandai Kitetsu's curse. Zoro accepted this gift not only because he was—
Which one of y'all doing that? What Zoro just did? Throwing the sword up, just getting your arm sliced off. Like, okay, so if that's luck, how do he know, like, you know what I'm saying, the curse won't work on it? You know?
He was down 2 swords, but also because Yubi Shiri was the best blade in the shop. It was extremely lightweight while also having the attributes of a skillful grade sword, which, by the way, is the 3rd tier of swords in the One Piece world. Zoro would use this blade for quite a while until it was unfortunately disintegrated by a marine captain named Shu. Shu had eaten the rust fruit, and when he came into contact with Yubi Shiri, he disintegrated it immediately. After this, Zoro would put the blade to rest at Thriller Bark after the events of Thriller Bark. Shusui is another great grade sword that was wielded by the great warrior Shimotsuki Ryuma. And through many battles, Shusui became a black blade, most likely because it's been imbued with armament haki so many times. Eventually the sword was buried with Ryuma in Wano country, but in a very shocking turn of events, the sword was stolen along with Ryuma's body. This was done by Gecko Moria, a man who can reanimate bodies by taking other people's shadows. A zombie Ryuma would continue to use Shusui for about 5 years, until Zoro came along and incinerated him with flames from a blue dragon. And this is the coolest shit that I've ever seen in the show.
No copyright. No copyright.
A bunch of people from Wano so devoted to the ways of the sword that he actually fought Zoro to try and get it back. But Zoro decided to trade Shusui for a blade that was even stronger, a blade that could cut the strongest creature in the world.
So that's the one he gave away that last one.
Enmo is a great grade sword that was created by Shimotsuki Kozaburo, the same man who created the Wado Ichimonji. This katana was wielded and mastered by Kozuki Oden until he died. See, Enma is actually a very powerful but uncontrollable sword. It requires its user to give up extreme amounts of armament haki, but in exchange for this, it's insanely powerful. And I don't want to say that it carries Zoro, but it kind of carries Zoro. I can't lie, because
dang, what if he had like 3 of those? He would be exhausted, but
all the crazy shit that he did,
it'd be good for one move and that's it.
Against Kaido was with this sword. And for those who don't know, Kaido is probably top 5 strongest characters in One Piece. He's the guy who Luffy, the main character, in his final form couldn't even touch, basically. And throughout the Battle of Onigashima, Zoro was cutting through Kaido and leaving permanent scars on him. And me personally, I'm surprised that this sword isn't already one of the supreme grade swords, the S tier 1st edition swords of One Piece. I mean, it can become one if you make it a black blade, but this sword is just too overpowered. Enmo was even described to be the sword that cuts through to the bottom of hell itself. And that little brief description right there should already tell you what type of shit that this sword is on. And so far, Zoro has been putting on an amazing performance with Enma. And like many others, my favorite character in the show is Zoro.
No, he's gonna get me copyrighted, man. What we just said, man. Trying not to get copyrighted. Oh man, that was the end of it. That was the end of it. All right, man. Hit the like button, man. Comment down below your favorite sword. Even if it's not Zoro's, you know what I'm saying? Comment down below your favorite swordsman. Subscribe, man. See y'all in the next video, man.